are a rock, we are a nation. We just need European representation. We are a rock, we are a nation.
I've just reached a point where the painting needs something else, and I'm going to go against all the rules. I'm going to go for a burgundy, a color that's not in the list that the university chose, but it will give it a nice contrast, I hope. So here goes. And what I like about this mural, this painting, is that it's taken me a step further to what I normally do. Now I've got this painting behind me, but I'm also carrying with me elements of the mural that I did not use before. So that means it has changed my normal painting. Now I want to incorporate some of the things I've done for the mural into the paintings I do from now onwards. The burgundy worked really well. It's given it that contrast. Now I'm going to go with the whites and try and separate the yellow from the top bit. So see how it goes.
In the morning I'm empty of everything I used to be. I ride away my feeling, so no one would ever divide all of the ends. I can pour salt on my wound, I can fill this room with sorrow, so no one would ever see. I wanna wake up and drink from your river. I wanna reach out and tear down the sky to know I'm alive. I wanna learn how to feel.
One of the first things that struck me about my painting, apart from the fact that it was so big, was the sheer horizontality of it. It had to be horizontal format, but it was a massive painting. So that dictated, I mean, you can't do a portrait version of a horizontal painting. So the fact that it was horizontal already dictated the content. So that was a beginning in a way. And I knew I had to progress. Apart from the photographs, I had to progress it from left to right, tackle it from left to right. I'm still not happy with the top bit, what one would call the sky part, so I'm going to go back to basics, and I'm using a thick brush, as you can see, and I'm just going to slap on it and see what happens. Like there.
Mrs. Martinez went walking her dog one fine morning. Streets were all damp from that easterly cloud, looming day by day. I called you 10 times, I can't play the game. I just wanna hold you, walk out of this town, leave it all behind, dream of days to come. Susan, where did you go? Showed me an Eden, then took it away. I guess all good things are destined to fall. Oh, Susan, didn't you know?
I'm a bit concerned at the moment that the actual painting, the mural, is really in three parts. You got the lower part, you got the middle part, and you got the top bit. Somehow I've got to unify it all and bring it together as one. So I think I'm going to start adding vertical lines
I need to stop time
in order to achieve some sort of union. Let's see what happens.
Susan, where did you go? Showed me an Eden, then took it away. I guess all good things are destined to fall.
Some of the figures might get lost, but I can always put them back on if need be. Now, same applies to the top bit.
Now Mrs. Martinez came back from her walk. I could see her from my window. Looked up at your house in sweet morning sun and thought life's a meaningless thing. Then wondered if you were thinking of me into the afternoon. But night has arrived, I bid you goodbye. In dreams
Subconsciously, I divided the mural in 4 equal bands, more or less. The sky, the sun, the sea, and the land. So it was like light blue, yellow, deep blue, and ochre, sienna, browny colors for the land. That was something that came about subconsciously. I did not intend to do it that way. And that's how it started developing. I'm a lot happier now. I'm getting there. Like I said, the fusion of the 3 parts has worked out. It's not done, not finished, but it's now speaking as one. If you look at it from a distance, they're all merging into each other. And the photographs, although I want them to be visible, I don't want them to predominate the painting. I.e., I don't want to have photo after photo after photo speaking their own language. I want the photos to be incorporated into the painting. I want them to pop up by chance, as it were, and not being stuck on there to you know, if you know what I mean. I know what I mean, and I'm getting there. At this stage, the painting already had a better defined form, 4 bands, so I let myself loose, applying color and texture and God knows what, but I knew it all had to come together at one point or another. You just can't have a painting consisting of 4 bands independent of each other, so I had to tie it in somehow. And that's where my action painting comes in. I literally had to let myself loose with color and throwing paint about, brushing it, and just involved in painterly decisions. And that's when it all took, you know, it started gelling. Eventually, it would lead me to the final 2 colors that I normally use anyway, and they're the most defining, and that's black and white. Those are the 2 colors that really formed the painting and gelled it together. I see it as sewing. You know, you're sewing 4 bands, you're sewing it, and how do you sew it? I sew it with my black ink or my black paint and my white paint, and it starts getting the painting together, you know, bringing it to say one thing in one form as opposed to having messages there and about.
There are times in a man's life when he's got to break free from the train of life he calls routine. Is there anybody out there who can show me the way I'll be happy tomorrow than I've been today. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to try a bit of a risk, but I'm going to try a bright red, burgundy red, over the bottom bit here and then spread it out. See what happens, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try and spread it out. This final stage was the fun element. You know, in painting, it's imperative that you have fun, that you enjoy what you do. And I love throwing paint about. I mean, people say that I emulate Jackson Pollock. I don't try and copy him, but I enjoy what he does, and I use whatever technique is available. And I throw painting about, but I also brush it with a broom or scrape it off with a stick. And this is what I like about painting. It's a personal exercise of discovery, but you're having fun in the process. I usually listen to music and I forget myself. I'm in a place where I'm on my own. I forget about time. I forget about going to the loo. I forget about eating. I'm literally involved in having fun and enjoying what I do.
Evening falls on this border town, plagued with history, a vague future of uncertainty. Today the wind.
Now I'm going to add a touch of blue to the upper part. I've mixed a colour here that seems just about right, and I'll see how it goes. So here we go.
Generous eyes, innocent smile, in a colonial house, they mourn an unexpected passing.
Another thing that I had to take into account was the scale of the painting. It was a very large painting, and it meant that I'd be using different gestures, and the gesture is important in painting. Whether you're doing a small painting and you're using your wrist, or using your arm, or using your whole body. And in this case I had to use my whole body with extensions like brooms, squeegees, long brushes, and that meant a new idiom in a way. It was out of my comfort zone, but it was one that I extremely enjoyed and found extremely challenging. We're now very near the end of this beautiful commission of a mural for the university. Now I'm going to give it the finishing touches. I want to add a bit of red up here to give it a bit of contrast. Following that, I will go for the black, define it slightly, little touches, and then it's nearly finished or finished. So let's go with the red and see what happens.
Entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Now I'm going to go for the final back.
Ave María, llena, llena eres de gracia.
Wow, black is a lovely color.
Bendita eres tú entre todas las mujeres.
The mural took just about 3 months in all, not painting constantly, but every day. It's been a long and interesting process of discovery. Like I said, the mural, I didn't know what I was going to end. I didn't know what I was going to finish ending up with, but it had to be honest. And the mural is honest, at least to myself. It's a mural about me, just as much as it's about Gibraltar and the university and the students that are going to be seeing it, and all that is all that information, myself, the students, the characters, all that is one big vomit, and it's all there to be seen by everyone. So if any of you goes to the university, by all means, please take a picture in front of it and share it on social media, and it'd be nice if we could have some interaction with it. This is probably one of the most important aspects of painting, whether it's a mural, canvas or whatever. The painting's not done till you've signed it. Now this is a big one to sign, so I'm going to sign a big signature.
Bendita eres tú entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús. Nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Right, the mural is now finished, but it ain't finished till it's properly finished. And for that, I want to varnish it at least twice or 3 times, so as to give it protection, a shine, or a field of varnish to protect it in case someone drop some coffee on it or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to give it the first coat today, a couple of days time, a second coat, and a couple of days time, the third coat. Lastly, I've got to thank Mr. Kishin Alwani from the Alwani Foundation for making this project possible. He has sponsored not only my mural, but the common room furniture and everything that goes along with it. I have to also thank the University of Gibraltar for giving me this opportunity, and Daniela Tilbury, my friend. She was a Vice Chancellor at the time, and a big thank you to her. I also have to thank Anthony Pitaluga from the archives, who allowed me free access to the archives and all the photos that he's got there. I've got to be thankful to the Gibraltar Museum for allowing me again to use the photos. And lastly, the Gibraltar Cultural Agency for the wonderful site, without which I would not have been able to paint such a big mural. So to all these people, I say thank you. Today is an important day. I finally finished the mural. It's the 16th of October 2018. We're here with Mr. Alwani, Kishin Alwani, who's the sponsor of the University Common Room, including the mural. We're going to have a look at it now. I'm going to show him all the intricacies of the mural, and then later on this afternoon we're going to deliver it to the university and hopefully install it up there, and that's when my job is finally done.
Walk to the top again, the steepest of hills, took away her for her pride. Still the determination to succeed left a mark on the silver screen.
Well, I found myself on
this beautiful day like today. On the tender Gibraltar ferry, believe me here, with so many things to say. Slowly leaving Morocco behind, I finally made it going south. I've been up north for such a long time, made my grand on a Saturday afternoon. Isn't it nice to be going south? I jumped the train from my grad station to Barcelona, going to St. Paul's, Vilassar and Rugat. The Rio Jagafire that kept me going from the heat of the burning sun. Oh, isn't it nice to be going south? I made night in Barcelona, friendly people all around made me want to stay a day or two. But I knew I had to board the 10:02 on Corello, Barcelona, Malaga destination. Oh, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Oh, isn't it nice to be going south? Riding Mediterranean waters, finally made it, I finally made it, going south. Suddenly the waves hit the shoreline. Small beach parties are ever so burnt. Had remembered names and faces that I see, different friendships all around me clouds my mind. Gibraltar, my Gibraltar, keep your nose clean from the north side of the border. My Gibraltar, my Gibraltar, keep your nose clean from the north side